it's James here from Guitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Imagine by John Lennon. This song uses a few chord shapes, but the very first part is incredibly beginner friendly, just going back and forth between two chord shapes with a really simple strumming pattern. So if you're just getting started, the first part of this lesson is actually going to be really good for you, and then after you learn a few more chord shapes, you can come back and learn the rest of the song. And throughout this lesson, if you find that you need any extra help with, say, the chords or the strumming pattern, please check out my free ebook. It covers all the basics of rhythm guitar. And if you find that you need help getting through that information, if you maybe need a step-by-step way, you want to make sure that you don't miss a single thing, I also have a beginner guitar course that goes over everything that you need to be able to strum your favorite songs. So for both my free ebook and the course, information's down below. Check that out. Otherwise, we're going to get started with the chord shapes. The song starts with a C chord. So for that one, it might help to get your thumb over the top so that you can mute that low string. And from there, we're going to go to an F chord. And F can be a difficult chord. We could play it like a bar chord. But if we play it this way, it's a lot simpler. So we skip the first string, first finger, second finger, and then we mute with our thumb. And I go over that chord shape in my ebook and in my course, so please check out either of those resources if you need extra help. Otherwise, that's all we need to play through the verse. And before we do that, I want to show you a tip that'll make switching really easy. So we have our C chord. Now when we switch to that F chord that I showed you, we can leave down both of these fingers. So my first finger and my third finger, I can leave them both down and then switch to F. And I can leave them down, switch back to C. So just try that a couple times. Just switch and then strum, just going between them. That'll help out a lot. And once you're comfortable with that, we can practice switching through the chords with the beat. We're just going to play downstrokes, nothing fancy for the rhythm yet. And we're just going to play nice and slow, 4 downstrokes on each chord. Switch and just keep doing that. Starting off on a C chord, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it already sounds like the tune. All right, so make sure you can play the chords just like that, downstrokes only, before moving on. And now we're going to take a look at the strumming pattern. It goes like this. That's a super simple strumming pattern. All I'm doing there is strumming the chord and then playing the 5th string. So strum, and I'm doing it 4 times, then I switch to the next chord. So that's really, really simple. Whether we're on the C chord or on the F chord, we just strum, and then we hit that low note on the 5th string, on the A string. So just try that a few times on the C chord, a few times on the F chord, and when you're ready, we can put that together, put the chords and the strumming pattern together, and play through the verse. So let's give it a shot, nice and slow. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and Nice. So if you're just getting started, you can play along with the original recording just doing that, and whenever it switches to a different part, just kind of wait for the next time the verse comes up and then play along to the verse. You know, that's how you get better, is by playing along with real musicians. And when you're listening to a recording, you're technically playing along with real musicians. So, you know, that's the fastest way to do it. That's what I recommend to all my students. And otherwise, if you are ready to take a look at the rest of the song, we can now learn the pre-chorus, which requires some new chord shapes. So the first chord that we're going to need is D minor. And you have to play it this way. So first finger, pinky or ring finger, then middle finger. We got to save our ring finger. We have to save that finger because our next chord shape is D minor over C. So we just took our D minor shape and then we added the third fret on the A string. That's the note C. So C is our bass note now. Next we have G over B, and that's just a G chord, except instead of having that as our lowest note like we normally would, we're using this as our lowest note. So our lowest note is on the 5th string, and we're going to mute the lowest string with our thumb. Then we go to a regular G chord, and that'll get us through the pre-chorus. So we added 2 chords here, and each one has a variation. You know, D minor, then D minor over C, G, and G over B. So please take a close look at those ones. Make sure that you have them memorized, that you got the fingering worked out. And when you're ready, we can take a look at the chord order. Now, for a lot of these, we're only going to be strumming the chord 2 times before moving on to the next one. So you might have to watch this one a few times to figure out everything, but all the information is going to be there at the top. You can see it really clearly. Just try your best to work out the chords in order. It's actually pretty smooth. All the transitions work really well once you take a look at it. So if you get overwhelmed, just, take a deep breath. It's not that bad. Just go through it nice and slow and you'll probably get through it pretty quick. Anyways, we're going to start off with the F chord. Here we go, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So work your way through that until the chords are nice and comfortable. Might take a few tries, might have to come back to this one tomorrow and the day after before it all sticks. But if you keep working on it, if you're persistent, it will pay off. Anyways, all we have to do now is just add our strumming pattern to this one. And remember that our strumming pattern is a strum, and then we hit the low note of each chord. So I'll just quickly show you all of the low notes that we'll be playing. For F and C, it's the same. F, 5th string. C is also the 5th string. D minor, it's different. It's the 4th string. D minor over C, it's the 5th string again. For G over B, 5th string. And then for G, it's the 6th, or the low E string. So it's pretty much all on the A string, on the 5th string, except for D minor and G. But your first priority is to make sure that the chord switches are nice and clean and that your rhythm is nice and steady. Playing the right bass notes, that's a finishing touch. That's something that if you're still struggling with those other steps, I want you to save that for last. Don't worry about it yet. For now, just try your best. You could even just strum downstrokes only still until you're really comfortable with that. Either way, whether you're gonna keep it simple or whether you're gonna try to play those bass notes and you think you can put it all together, let's try that, putting the chords and the strumming pattern together for the pre-chorus nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so there's just one more part, and we need to learn one new chord shape. It's just the E chord. And I actually show you how to play that chord in the free trial for my beginner course. There's a link down below if you're interested. Anyways, the first thing we got to do is play these chords in order. Starting off on F, let's do it nice and slow, just like before, downstrokes only. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that part's not too bad. Let's try it now with the strumming pattern, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that's how you play Imagine by John Lennon. Remember, if you need any extra help with this stuff, we go over all of it in my ebook and in my beginner course. There's links down below. Otherwise, have fun practicing and I'll see you soon.